Is the Biden IRS coming for you? Democrats seem to be big fans of the IRS. Maybe it's because these days the only difference between the agency and the president's son, Hunter Biden, is that the IRS screws away more people every year. But unfortunately for all of us, the IRS is about to get way bigger. As part of the deceptively labeled Inflation Reduction Act, which was just passed by Democrats in Congress, the IRS is going to receive an extra $80 billion, which will double the size of the agency from 80,000 to 170,000 people. Democrats claim that these new agents are needed so that the government can collect more money from the wealthy, but that's completely false. The Democrats aren't doubling the size of the world's most feared tax agency to go after the rich. They're doing it to confiscate the little wealth that middle and working class people have. They're doing it to go after you. The truth is that the IRS knows it's really hard to go after rich people who can afford the best tax lawyers and accountants. It's much easier to go after ordinary working people because there's a lot more of them and they don't have the money to fight back. And that's why Democrats rejected a Republican amendment that would have prevented additional IRS audits of people making less than $400,000 a year. And we don't have to speculate about the motives. The data is clear that the majority of IRS audits every year are against those who make less than $200,000 a year. In fact, struggling families who make under $25,000 a year are even more likely to get audited than those who have an annual income over $200,000. For example, Mississippi, the state that's the poorest in the nation and has the highest percentage of black residents in America, is the most audited state in the country. Humphreys County is the most audited county in the US, yet the average income there is $24,000 and about 80% of the residents are black. Meanwhile, the least audited county in the US is Denali, Alaska, which is nearly 90% white and has a median family income about 25% higher than the national average. Now, none of this is to say that one group of people deserve to get more or less harassed by the government than another, but we should all recognize the danger of giving the government even more power to go after the most vulnerable Americans. In fact, the IRS, which might be the only tax agency in the world with its own SWAT team, has already started posting jobs looking for candidates that are willing to, quote, carry a firearm and use deadly force if necessary. It's incredible that Democrats, the same people who want to defund the police in poor minority neighborhoods and curtail the Second Amendment rights of law-abiding citizens, are creating an IRS that will be even more aggressive than the FBI and more dangerous than Alec Baldwin on a film set. Funny how the people who claim to be saving our democracy are always making our country less free. Like this video, follow me, Ashton Cohen, on YouTube, check out my podcast, Elect How Dysfunction, and go to genbiz.com for more great content.